Hey everybody, and welcome to the Grace Pathway Podcast. I'm your host, Matt Roberts, and I'm so glad that you're tuning in. Whether you're watching this live or you're watching this later on, this platform is geared to tell stories of people that are a part of our church, but also in our Reading community. And we're a church that exists to help people find and follow God. And so, hey, if you want to stay up to date on all that we're doing here at Pathway, be sure to hit that subscribe button. You can like, share this video, comment, and we just want to continue to hear all that God's doing through these stories. So, man, do we have a good one for you today. I've invited my boy, Cole, to join me on the pod. Welcome, my guy.
Yeah, thank you. I'm excited.
Welcome to, some people might know Cole because you see him around, but you are you're becoming famous now at Pathway, but also more in Reading because you're repping your team.
Yep.
You are a Shasta College football coach.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
And to be a bit more specific, do you do strength and conditioning with these guys?
Yeah. So me and Doc, Eric Jenkinson, we build the program together for their strength program.
Yes. I was gonna say you're looking extra strong today. I want him on my team, and then you also help coach.
I'm the defensive line coach.
Defensive line. You teach the guys to get after it.
The guys to get after it.
And it's awesome. And you went to Shasta.
I did. Yeah. Yeah.
So okay, we'll go back a little bit. I'm already jumping ahead. I'm too excited. Okay, so Cole, tell me a little bit. Where's home for you, Rudy? Are you a Reading boy, born and raised?
I'm a Corning boy.
Corning boy, born and raised.
Yeah.
Well, tell me what life was like being raised in Corning, California.
Corning's different. It's it's low income.
Yeah.
A little more on the poverty side.
Okay.
But the community's great down there.
Okay.
They like to cheer you on no matter what you're doing. They don't care what you're doing.
Sure.
They just want you to do something.
Right.
And so that's home. And
yeah. Does your family still reside down there?
Mom moved to Orland.
Okay.
Just a little cheaper,
Yeah.
closer to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's down in Orland now.
Gotcha. So you, growing up in Corning, did you grow up in a Christian home?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Big time. Yeah. No. My mom grew up. So my mom's backstory was she grew up 4 days in the church every single week. It wasn't an option.
Basically a pastor's kid.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. She was working for the church. My grandma was working for the church. They just they got after it. My mom actually was in a Christian band.
I did not know this. That's awesome.
Yeah.
What, does it you name drop? Come on.
Well, I don't know what the band's name was.
Oh, we
but
gotta
she
find that
traveled
out.
Canada.
Okay,
So,
Canadian Christian worship band.
so
Okay,
she got
find
to
out
do
the
that.
name. I
Yeah,
really want to
I'll find
know.
out the
I'm gonna
name.
Google that.
Yeah, I don't know if she can sing anymore, but when I was a kid, man, she could belt some tunes.
Oh man,
So,
did you get the gift of singing?
No.
I was gonna say, give us a little taste, man.
Yeah, I can't.
So your mom worked in the church.
Oh yeah.
So you were at the church then.
No, not in Corning.
Not in Corning.
No, she grew up doing that in Oregon.
Oh, okay.
So my mom's from Oregon. We grew up in a Christian household though because now we weren't really going to church when I was growing up.
Okay.
But my mom was always speaking the word.
Okay.
Dad was always speaking the word, and we were always talking about Jesus and how he gave his life for us, and talking about how God has a plan, and you don't need to worry because it's his plan. He already has your story written. So
that's good.
We were always talking about it, and we always had a Bible open in the house. My mom would always flip it to another page and kind of just go, hey, right there. That's life right there. That's life. So that's how we kind of grew up. We weren't really massive churchgoers, but because we didn't have a church like Pathway, we didn't have Bill. So and so it was always good growing up, and having parents talk about it is huge because start from a young age. Kids are innocent, so falling into the Lord and falling into the Bible keeps your mind innocent.
Totally. Okay, so I always ask these questions as a follow up. When it comes to your parents, they brought Jesus into the home, right? Which is cool, and I think there's such a power, and the statistics even show that if not just mom but dad bring Jesus into the home, there's the receptive rate is just exponentially increased, right?
For sure.
When did that become not just your parents' faith, but your faith? When would you say, like, for you, when did it, the light bulb moment go off and it was like...
As long as I can remember.
Really?
It's never not been... a thought in my mind. Every day I'm like, man, I hope I impress Jesus today, man. and I know that's not like, Jesus don't care. Right. He loves me. Right. But it's like,
you don't need to impress him.
Man, I hope I'm doing something right.
So for as long as you can remember, you've always had a relationship with Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
When did it become even more tangibly real? Was it always like that from a super young age? And the reason why I asked is because I think that sometimes when you're raised in a Christian home, and I speaking from myself, I know for me, I took it for granted. Yeah. I took Jesus, and I almost felt like it was the normal thing, because this is what was modeled for me. It was like everyone prays, and it was almost like that's a new culture. Yeah. And then but then I remember I almost but I don't really want that all the time, and I tried to even run away from it at times. Yeah. Did you ever have that kind of moment, or did you stay true and
never ran away? But I think high school, about junior year was like, kind of punch you in the face, like, okay, this is real.
What is it about the junior year, man? I feel like that's a big pivotal moment. It was my year too. It was a year of I had some serious I have to figure stuff out.
For sure, yeah. 100%.
Man, okay, so going through what you went through in junior year, that was kind of like where it just kind of solidified then for you, all right, I'm going to put my faith in Jesus?
Yeah. I mean, I always had, but we had this, I was, football player, I did all that, and so, going through high school, we had a kid named Kyle, and he would always carry out our flag and stuff. Freshman and sophomore year, and then junior year came around, he had muscular dystrophy, and so he was already in his wheelchair, and so we would put the flag on his wheelchair, and he'd kind of just lead us out. And going into junior year, his throat muscles weren't working that day, and he actually choked on his own spit, and we lost him, and so it was massive thing going through for our football team, and so it was really bad, and so during that time, and it was like, I know Kyle's with the Lord, and so it's like, I know he's up there, so
wow.
Yeah, we got to deal with that, and so it was. But that's kind of what punched me in the face. Like, no, this is life.
Yeah, woke you up a little bit. Yeah, going nothing like going through a traumatic experience in high school.
No, for sure.
And I went through something similar of losing someone very close when I was in high school as well, and it does but it can do one of two things. It can drive you closer to the Lord, or you can use it as pain that creates a wedge between you and the Lord. Yeah. And man, I'm sure you've inherited or recruited there's the guys on your football team that are bringing a lot of those mixed emotions.
Oh, for sure.
So you're in Corning. Yeah. You're playing football, I'm sure, doing football since as long as you can remember.
Yeah, 6 years old.
6 years old. Yeah. Always football.
Always football.
Okay, so for the people watching, football team, what's your favorite football team?
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, and it's draft night, so we're have fun with that. I'm wearing my team as well, so but we'll move on. We'll move on from football team. So so what brought you to Reading?
So, football.
Football, yeah.
I started at Butte College.
Okay.
Wasn't home for me, and so I transferred over to Shasta College, and the love you receive when you step on campus and you walk into JK's office.
Yeah.
And JK's like, "What's up, man?" Like, it's like as you walk out of JK's office, JK's our academic advisor for all athletes.
Yeah. But he's also like spiritual godfather of Shasta College.
Unreal. You walk out of his office first day, and it's like he's saying, "Hey, I love you, by the way."
Yeah. Hey, I had one coffee with the guy, and I was like, I could probably hang out with this guy every day.
Every day.
Yeah, he's cool.
Yeah. No, there's
cool
days that I don't see JK. I'm like, today's
something's
a little weird.
missing. Yeah.
Today's a little weird.
Right.
So it's rare to not see him.
So JK was a part of Shasta when you were a student.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
what year was that you came to?
January of 18.
Okay.
So January of 18, I showed up. Being the Butte transfer, Shasta, people don't really.
That's a dynamic that not everyone loves.
It's a different dynamic for sure.
They give you they size you up a little bit.
A little bit,
yeah.
Well, you pick them over us, huh? Okay, so.
And now you're here.
And now I'm here. Best decision I ever made was going to Shasta College, and so, now I'm back. And
yeah. You know. So what was your time at Shasta like?
Amazing. You know, the community inside of Shasta College is unreal. There's people that want to help you so much where it gets annoying. It's like
gets annoying. That's awesome. Yeah.
It's like, man, thank you. All right, I got it. Yeah. And the next day, it's like, hey, did you do that? Dang it, no. All right, I'm going to do it. Yep. The next day, did you do it? Yes, I did it. All right, good job. Yep. Next steps. Yeah. And so
I love that though, because they're helping you become the best version of yourself.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. And you know, and just having, you know, Doc was my D-line coach when I was there, and my first year, CT was the head coach still. Then Hamilton was the head coach my second year, and you know, it's just the love that is brought to the table is it's unmatched. Yeah, I've been to a lot of places. It's unmatched. You can't beat it. Everybody can say they can beat it. You can't beat it. Right. And I know I'm biased because I'm there. Yeah. You can't beat it. Take me out of the picture. You can't beat it. Yeah. I'll put money on it.
That's awesome.
So
so you have this amazing experience at Shasta College, but obviously you're playing football, and the goal is to take football as far as you can go. Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So has that always been like the dream?
Yeah. Yeah. And I had a good career at Shasta. You know, I have some pretty good accolades over there, and so it's like, and I did track there too. Okay. I was a jav thrower, so you know, I got some good accolades there too, and so it was good because the coaches were good too. You know, and so I signed D2 to go to Harding University in Arkansas, out in Searcy, Christian school, private school, absolutely unbelievable program, unbelievable school, unbelievable community. You signed there right before COVID, and
you went right before COVID.
Right before COVID, so COVID ruined everything for that. And so I ended up at Kansas Wesleyan after, and so I have a great relationship over there with those guys, and that's an awesome school too. I don't regret anything that I've done after Shasta College. Right. So you know, did I miss Harding at some points? Oh, for sure. Yeah. Right. Yeah, they're unbelievable. But Kansas Wesleyan took me in, made it a home, made me part of their family.
So help me bridge that a little bit, because I think I got lost there. So you got D2 over in Arkansas, and then COVID hits, and all that program just kind of just
so the NCAA shut down. Okay. You know, the big time D1s.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
But the NAI, they were like, well, we're going to play in the spring, and so I was like, well, I'm going to go play.
Right. So that's what brought you. That's what you there. Got it. Okay, that's the connection. COVID really messed everything up. Yeah. And what was your relationship with the Lord like during all of this in this season?
When I was at Harding, so my dad had cancer. They caught it stage 4 colon cancer. Wow. And so when I was at Harding, it was you know, chapel every day anyways. And so I really dove into that, and I was like, just being with the Lord, and you know, Paul Simmons over there, unbelievable head coach, absolutely amazing. You know, he would always ask me how I was doing. You know, hey, I'm praying for you. Hey, I'm doing this. You know, I'm praying for your dad. I'm praying for the family. How can we help? And he was just unbelievable. So that brought me really close. Is seeing another, you know, grown man who's a man. He's a man's man. Yeah. Not be afraid to speak about the Lord. It was like, that's a man's man. He's speaking about the Lord. Well, I'm a man's man. I'm gonna speak about the Lord. Yeah. Let's go. Yeah. Like, that's awesome. And so he was really pivotal in that, and so he's awesome. Wow. You know?
Yeah. And then what brought you back over to this side of the country? You know, 'cause obviously you're doing football. You're playing. Things are going good.
Yeah. So I finished football. You know, I got invited to a couple pro days, and so I was kind of getting ready for that. But then I was like, I don't know if I want to keep on going. And so as I was deciding that, you know, I got a call from my mom and my dad. My dad's health started to tank, and so I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna go home, see if I can't get another 6 months with him, year, you know. And so I came back. I coached at Corning High School for 6 months. It's a good thing I did in that time. I lost my dad during that time when I was at Corning High School.
6 months later.
And so, about 3 months after I came back.
Whoa.
So I was really happy I came back.
Now, did you know that like this time was going to be short? I mean, that's just hard to process.
Well,
like
it's tough because when you catch cancer at stage 4 already, it's like, well, yeah, all right, well, we got a couple months.
Dang.
Well, when they caught it, I mean, they told him, all right, well, 4 to 6 months. My dad laughed at the doctors and said, "No, I'll be around." And 6 years later is when he passed. It's like,
whoa,
yeah,
okay.
He was kind of just like, nah, I'm not done yet.
Yeah, not done yet. Not going down without a fight.
So he fought. He did all the surgeries, all the chemos. He never stopped working, ever. He'd go to work with chemo poured in, going through his veins, going through his body.
What would your dad do for work?
He was the building inspector for the county of Glenn County. So he was climbing up ladders, crawling under crawl spaces. He was doing it all. So, yeah.
What an example! And your relationship with your dad?
Unbelievable. Yeah.
Cool.
No, my dad was a man's man. You know? And I'm so blessed to be able to say that because so many people can't say that their dad's man's man.
Yeah.
A lot of people, especially men that I coach, can't even say that they know their dad.
Yeah.
And so that now that I get to say that, like, no, my dad was a man's man. My dad was a man of the Lord. Like, how blessed am I
to
even have him in my life? So, a lot of people take it for granted, and going to college and seeing my friends that don't have fathers.
Yeah.
Like, that's when I was like, dude, I'm not taking this for granted. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, this is amazing. I have an amazing father. And so, son and father, we'd bicker a little bit,
Yeah, but, naturally.
Oh my gosh, I couldn't ask for a better father.
Wow.
I don't know if you can find one like there. He was amazing.
That's cool, man.
Yeah, and the example he set for being a husband, by bar none, like, it was unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable. And now I got to spoil my mom. I'm like, thanks, Dad. My goodness. Like, you treated her like a queen, and now I got to keep it going.
Yeah, that's right. That's a good man right there. That's a good man. So you come back, you're coaching in Corning, your dad passes away. What world kind of stops a little bit? What happens after that?
Well, we get to December, and I get a call from Doc, and because Doc was really big part of my life too. During Shasta, I had a huge loss when I was at Shasta too. I've had a lot of losses in my life. I lost my best friend when I was at Shasta.
Wow.
And so when you lose someone to suicide, it's like it comes out of nowhere. And so Doc was huge in that. So when Doc called me and asked me to come back up here and just talk to him about coaching, I was like, yeah, like, I'll come up there and talk. Like, let's do it. And so he asked me to come back. I came back, and now I'm here, and I couldn't be happier because I have Doc, I have Dan Lewis, whom I live with. He gets on my butt quite a bit. I probably need it.
Yeah.
But no, it's really good just to have those guys around you, and just they're always speaking the Lord into you, and they're just good humans, and that's what you want around you.
Absolutely.
That's what you want. You don't need to get caught up in the social media life.
Yeah. So how long ago was it that Coach brought you back up?
A year ago.
Just a year ago?
Just a year ago.
What?
Yeah, I'm only 26.
I know you're only 20. I know you're only 26. No, you can put off a much older person.
Being bald.
Bald and a beard, it carries a lot of weight. But I know you were only 26. But yeah, I don't know why I thought you were at Shasta for a hot minute. But dude, that's crazy. Because then how long ago? Because I met you when we were at Alpha Christian.
Yeah.
That was the first time I met you. That was we're coming up on like a year.
About a year ago.
So you had just been there for like a minute.
Yeah,
then.
I just had gotten there.
What?
Yeah, I think I met you my very first day going.
No way.
Yeah.
That was your first.
I think that was my first day going.
That's cool. That's a full world right there.
And it was funny because Dan just said, "Get in the truck." And I was like, where are we going?
Where are we going? We're going to this church called Pathway.
We're going to church. I'm like, all right, well, here we go.
Was that your first time at Pathway?
No, I was at Pathway before. A couple times when I was at Shasta.
Okay.
And So I got to be there, and I'd always try to go home on the weekends when I was at Shasta.
Yeah.
And so, I got to come in a couple times, and I always liked it. I always liked the layout. I liked the services. I liked the music. So now being actually with everybody, it's like, man, I should have been part of this way earlier.
I love that you said that though. That's cool. It's like, you don't recognize. It's like, oh yeah, this is way different. Because now, I mean, you're plugged in. You're at Alpha Christian on Wednesdays.
Oh yeah.
Thursdays, I know you're at the house.
Oh yeah.
Which is JK, and they put that on every Thursday.
Yeah.
For all the athletes of Shasta to come.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit about the house. What goes down there?
Yeah. So I mean, the house, JK and Mandy don't know how they do it. I don't know how Mandy does it. Mandy's a rock star out there.
Superwoman.
Oh, unbelievable. I really don't know how she does it. Feeding that many guys, and we have you get 40 guys come in, and it's like,
that's a lot of food.
Man, that's a lot of food.
A lot of football guys.
Football guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Football metabolism.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of 6'4", 260s walking in your house.
Ooh, that's a lot of couch cushion.
And so. But the house it's awesome. A lot of our athletes who are kind of on the fence about the Lord, and they want to know more, and they want to feel more accepted about believing in it. They just come out. They ask a lot of questions. JK's awesome with it. He knows how to put it towards an athlete's perspective. Dan's a preacher. Dan can preach like no other. It's unreal.
Yeah.
And so those guys, and I think those guys seeing it from JK, and not just guys, girls also. We get all those girls too, and it's awesome because now when we ask questions and they interact too, it's like now you get the women's perspective of an athlete, and so it's awesome. But hearing it come from JK, who's your academic advisor on campus, and Dan, who's the offense coordinator for the football team, but in that moment they're not.
Yeah.
They're just Dan and JK.
Yeah.
They're just human. And so, we get to take off that jacket and just put on, I'm a human jacket, just like you. Here we are.
I love the house because it just creates a space for people who've maybe already kind of been gone through church hurt, or maybe are scared to death about stepping foot into a church.
Yeah.
But they would go to a home, right?
Yeah.
And they would have conversations about whatever. And, I know my heart is to see the athletes find Jesus, like I know it is for you guys, and then get to see them get plugged in. It's cool because so many of those guys have taken that step and have gotten saved, and now are getting connected into a church.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are getting connected here, which
Yeah.
is like cool. Like just Sunday on Easter Sunday, there was like a bunch of them all greeting people at the front, big old smiles, holding doors open.
Yeah.
And
we're gonna be the feeder school.
I'm like, yes, this is exactly what my heart is, and I'm like, I'm about it. It's like the coolest thing to see the next generation, especially these pristine athletes that are in these pivotal years of their life choose to go, all right, I'm gonna take that step. And I'm not just gonna. I'm gonna go to church because that's important. I'm gonna meet Jesus. I'm gonna worship with people. I'm gonna go and be known. I'm gonna go to the house. I'm gonna go to Alpha Christian. I'm gonna be in Bible study, and then I'm gonna also serve.
Yeah.
Because that's what I feel like is gonna keep people rooted in a powerful way.
I think it. Props to Levi.
Yeah.
You got a Division I quarterback, who's doing all these things, not being the I'm a cool guy.
Yeah.
He's doing these things. He's serving the Lord. He's serving the people. He's serving his teammates. Now everybody else that comes in is like, we got his picture on the wall, and it's like that's who we want you to be like.
Yeah.
Not be yourself.
Yeah.
But look at his actions.
Yeah.
Now look at where he is. He's a D1 quarterback.
Yeah.
Now let's just go like that.
Right. Right, and I love that when we interviewed you guys all on a panel at Alpha Christian and asking the question to Levi, one of the questions that him and even Chef, who led the prayer walking at Shasta, Chef, it was identity, and Levi and Chef both answered there's life outside of football
for sure,
and I know that football I've been gifted with this gift, and it's awesome to play at a high level and having a platform. But you take football away, I'm still just as called by God where I am.
Yeah.
To be a vessel for God.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm like, I got these like 21-year-old, 20-year-old giants that are telling me, I'm like, man, I didn't get that until later on in life. And here you have these studs that are the men that are rising up, and it's encouraging. And not just the men, like you said. I know there's women who are a lot of the Shasta basketball team that are inviting people, and then they're praying, and next thing you know they're praying, and they're seeing people come to church and get saved. And I'm like, man, we're just like, God, you're doing something at Shasta College.
Oh, for sure.
And it's powerful.
Yeah.
And for us at Pathway to even get a glimpse of what God's doing. And I know I'm like, you're my boy. I love you. And it's been cool to even in the last recent year, for us to even get to know each other a little bit better. It's been cool. But to see your smiling face on the weekend, and then even for you, man, it's been cool to even see you start to lead by example, and like, hey, let's get these guys, let's get them serving. Let's be present. And dude, I love that. What has been I know I was going to ask you this question, but I'm going to ask it now because I just feel like it's such a pivotal question. Is what would you encourage or say to the guys or the gals who maybe they're watching, they go to Shasta, maybe they're seniors in high school, and they're thinking about, they're in that transitional phase, not even just athletes, but they're just young adults, or maybe not even young adults, maybe just people in general who are just hesitant for whatever reason, because I don't think I need church, or I don't think it's, I don't know. There's just, I don't know. That's busy. I'm too busy.
Yeah.
All they don is my money. It's
You're
all
not
that.
too busy.
Yeah. What would you say to someone, and what would you encourage them with? Because as you know, I think you discovered it's being at church is totally different than just being a Christian on your own.
Yeah. I mean, I could definitely answer it, especially if it's somebody that I don't want to scare people. Right, but I'm gonna scare people right now.
Go for it, man.
So my dad passed away. My best friend committed suicide. Mm-hmm. Both strong believers who gave their life to Christ. What if I don't make it to heaven because I didn't accept Jesus and I never get to see them again? Mm. That's terrifying. Mm. So I accept Jesus as my Lord and Savior. Mm-hmm. He died for me. Yeah. I accept him. Yeah. Like, I want to give my life for him. Yeah. That's so terrifying of never seeing my father again. I know he's in heaven. Now I have to live a life through Christ, accepting Christ, speaking the word of Christ. Because I'm going to see him again. I'm going to heaven. Yeah. And I'm seeing my dad again. Yeah. And that's terrifying. Yeah. It's terrifying. Yeah. To be in that space of like, if I'm not saved, you miss out. And it's not just of eternal reward. It's even, you miss out on God's grace now in your life right now. Absolutely. Because I think the world is full of shame and guilt and isolation and pain and loneliness and all the tricks of the devil. And yet what Jesus died for was not just it. Yes, it has an eternal reward of, man, we get into heaven not because of anything we did. It's like it's like the group project that Jesus did all the work and we just point to him like he did whatever he did. That's my name's on it. 100%. But I did nothing and I don't deserve it. Actually, I deserve the worst grade and I deserve to be kicked out. But because of what Jesus did, and we're just riding the coattails of that. But in addition to the eternal reward, he promises now, I'm like, he's going to be with us. His Spirit of God who's with us, that gives us, and I love the fruit of the Spirit, when you are walking with God, man, you have the love, the joy, the peace, the strength, the kindness, the goodness, all of it. That only comes after you have received Jesus as your Lord and Savior. And man, that gift. I mean, Bill says it best too. Everybody who gives their life to Christ, your life gets better. Yeah. You can go drink every single night, your life's going to get worse. You can go smoke every night, your life's going to get worse. Yeah. You can not believe, your life's going to get worse. Right. Like it's a choice that you make. And what's the problem with believing, right? You believe, if you're on the fence and you're like, I don't know if there's heaven. If you believe and give your life to Christ, and there's a heaven, you're gonna be in heaven.
Yeah. What's the worst thing that can come from?
Right? Like, it's really not. The question of whether to believe or not, it's hard for me to fathom.
Right.
Because it's like,
really?
Like,
yeah.
what?
Why would you not?
Like, why would you not? Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, I grew up with it, and I wholeheartedly believe that Jesus Christ died for our sins, and that heaven is real, and that my dad is up there, and that, he's waiting on us, and so I just can't put it together. I don't understand.
Right.
I don't understand.
Yeah, I love that, man, and I think it's true. I mean, it's powerful when you get to that place of like, and I think when you are saved and you recognize it, it gives a sense of peace, knowing that like, all right, I'm not stressed about tomorrow.
Yeah.
Death is not the end; it's the beginning. It's the beginning of eternity without pain with our Heavenly Father. Yeah. But while I'm here on this earth, I'm going to do everything in my power to love like Jesus and to point people to Him.
Yep.
And dude, that's what I see you doing, man. And I see you doing that with where God has you in your platform, and how you love those men so well. I mean, I think that's, and I never knew your father, but I think I could say your dad is extremely proud of you, man, and how that you coming in, and I mean, coaches are, it's a tough job. It's a thankless job sometimes, but you're pouring seeds and investing in people, and sometimes you don't even get to reap the reward.
Yeah,
it's just like you're just hoping that And I would say it's kind of like being a pastor sometimes. Where you don't always get to see what God does through a message or your time with people, but bro, I know you're making an impact in the lives of those guys, and the fact that you're modeling for them what it means to go to church, to give up your time, your money, all of it, and then to just like prioritize the things that are important, man.
Yeah.
So good, dude.
And I think that's huge, and I think, and I'm talking to all coaches right now, if you're coaching for the wins, you're wrong. Nobody cares about your wins or your losses. Nobody cares about your record. It's cool to win. I love winning.
Who doesn't love to win? If you don't love winning.
But I would also love to have 100% rate of my guys getting degrees and getting married and finding the Lord and having kids.
Yeah.
I'd rather win there, man.
Yeah. I mean, that's winning at life than just a game.
I love football.
Yeah.
But these kids' lives are so much more important to me.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, I'm still a kid. I'm still a kid. But like I said, I had my dad. My dad instilled it in me already.
Yeah.
So I want to help them.
Yeah.
I want to help them understand why it's important.
Yeah, man.
Why this life is important. Why your name is important. Why your legacy is important.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Nobody remembers how many sacks I had at Shasta. I do. They don't.
That's because I'm pretty sure you do. Doc probably does.
No, like it's.
But I get what you're saying. But it's the like winning at a game, or when you have Jesus, you're winning at life.
Yeah, man. Oh,
and
it's so much better.
Yeah, man. Oh, dude, it's so good. It's so good. I just love you, bro. I appreciate you taking time to even just come and share part of your story. And I know Pastor Bill loves you like crazy, man.
Pastor Bill's awesome. I love Pastor Bill.
Man, he's got a special place in his heart for you guys, man. He's always just proud of you guys, and he just thinks the world of what you guys were doing over there. And
he came out to practice the other day. And
did he really?
Oh yeah.
I love that.
The guys were so excited. He was like, "Oh, I had so much fun." I'm like, "You have no idea how fun the guys had seen you." Even
I love that so much.
They were so excited. Pastor Bill's.
Pastor Bill's. Man, Pastor Bill's he's one of the best when it comes to, he loves so deeply, and he cares about people so much.
Yeah.
And no, it's tough when he's pastoring a church of thousands to be that for everybody, and it's kind of crazy for anybody to have that, but he cares so deeply for the people of this church, but also the young men and women who are the generation that will be the leaders someday of the church, but who are leading now at a high rate. And so, dude, thank you for being a vessel. Thank you for being a part of Pathway and starting to lead here, as well as leading over at Shasta, man. And, dude, I just appreciate you, bro.
Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. I'll reach past the microphones, but hey, man, God bless you, man. And I can't wait to continue to hear all that God's doing with you.
I'm excited. I'm excited.